Man, what's up, Sag? I wish you could have seen that fire on my incense. What the heck? I just lit it, but it was like it did not want to go out. The fire went all the way up the incense, and it was such a pretty flame that, to be honest, I was going to try to keep the flame and let it out right when, you guys, like, the live started, but it did not work. It did not work. Like, it was too hot, and it was way too, like, the fire was like almost up to my hand. So I had no choice but to put it out. Yikes. Okay, so there could be something. This reading is for Sagittarius. There could be something here where there's a narrative that's being controlled in your reality, and it could be because of how furious it could make somebody, or how impassioned someone is, or I don't know. Do you got something hot and steamy going? Or are you angry? Okay, or is there a narrative that you need to keep a certain way so someone else doesn't get angry? I don't know, but that's kind of what I was getting from that fire. It caught me by surprise, so it definitely caught me off guard. I didn't, wasn't expecting that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into your reading, Sag. So let's see here. It's gonna be a free hand read. Not really sure what's gonna come out, but like with everything else in life, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Trust your intuition over mine. All right, let's start with this deck. I haven't used this deck in a while, but I am feeling very emotionally free right now, and I haven't felt that way for a few days. So I can tap into this deck. This is one that I would avoid, honestly, until I am where I need to be emotionally. Control the narrative. That's what I was hearing. Like, maybe it's you're being controlling with yourself about how you let something play out, about how you embrace something. This could even be like a new chapter of your life. It has to go a certain way. You are in control of your narrative. All right, let's see. Let's see, Saggy. All praise to the Most High. The Rose Garden, innocence, forgiveness, and be gentle with yourself. So you could be in a period of healing, or someone could be healing in regards to something that they've been through or that they were going through with you. But I feel like you're resting. Feels like resting. That's what it looks like. You could be resting from an emotionally draining situation. This is giving also self-love. Maybe this is what you've been diving into, or what you need to dive into. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there could be some things that some things that are coming to light. Some things that are being revealed to you that maybe have not been revealed before. You could also be having like a shift in perspective, and it has to do with your emotions. So your emotions are beginning to balance out. This song, and I've been singing it all week, and I forget the name of the song. It's a Rihanna song. It's Nerds, and maybe there's featuring Rihanna. I don't know. But you get it how you live it. You live it how you get it. Wait a minute. Dance off while the speakers in your face. Dance off while the speakers in your face. It's like, for me, it's about turning lemons into lemonade, okay? And it does have to do with having a whole new, fresh perspective, starting over, and controlling your new narrative, okay? You can't control what the past was. You can only see it as it is. And that's what I was hearing too. Someone could have just had an ego death, because in the beginning, not what I was hearing, but Spirit was reminding me of the beginning of that video. It kept standing out to me. So it's a quote that says, no one ever really dies. And I think that's about the transformation process. You can have an ego death, but I mean, in general, people don't really die. It's your energy. So your energy is transformed. Now, you know, your physical matter, dust returns to dust, but that spirit that lives in you, that spirit that you're breathing in right now, that prana that is yours uniquely, it never dies. It just transforms. You're reborn. Okay. So there really is no death that they have us so afraid of, but there is transformation always. And you can have an ego death and a transformation right here in this life. So we do have the Three of Wands in reverse here, which you could be stuck at a place where it's time for a transformation. It's time to grow and transform your life. It's time to turn over a new leaf. You are turning over a new leaf, but there is something here that's keeping you from this happiness that you're seeking. And that could be the main narrative that you're trying to write, a happy life, okay? So yeah, it could be something that needs to be healed that's getting in the way. But the beginning of the song, after the quote, it says something like, the truth will make you mad, or something. This truth will set you free, but first it'll make you mad. Okay. So that's what I'm getting, is that if you're stuck in that angry stage, that's what's holding back your new page. That's what's keeping your new page, your new next level held back. Or this could be what someone is holding back from you. There could be a new leaf. There could be a new page. You guys could turn over new. But the innocence needs to return to the connection. Forgiveness has to be done by both parties, and you have to learn to be gentle with yourself. So there could be some aspect of this that you are pissed at yourself about. You still have to let yourself off the hook at some point, not by ignoring it, but by facing it and replacing it with self-love, so that you know, you can be better, you can see better, you can do better, even if it's someone else, you know, that wronged you. You'll be better next time. You'll do better next time, okay? It'll be better. All right, let's see. Let's get some cards out here. Tarot. For Sagittarius. Yeah, Two of Cups in reverse. Unstable relationships. Oh, man. Unsteady, hidden relationships. Okay, so you could even be hiding from somebody just how unhappy you are. Maybe with a breakup, but also this could just be that you're in this connection right now, currently, and it is rocky as fuck. There's too much tension. You guys are in and out. There's distrust. There's separation, division. You guys aren't, excuse me, connecting anymore. You don't really talk anymore. The breakup could have already happened, but you could be hiding it. It says self-reflection, introspection, enlightenment. Okay, so this could be that this is what you were guided to do. It would be best for you to not maybe even let your person know that you were done with them and that you were moving on. For some of you, you felt guided to try to separate or detach from your person silently. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about, but the Page of Cups is here, which is almost like being, okay, you might be doing this to yourself. You could be saying yes to something or saying yes to a connection that you actually feel you have spiritually evolved from. Like, you are accepting it, but it's fake or phony here with the Page of Cups. Maybe it's because you know, or you know what you want, and this is not what you're getting. So you could be, someone could be hiding their feelings or not being gentle with themselves. Like, they're not allowing their truth to be felt and seen. If you're done with something, or if something is no longer what you're seeking, or it's not good enough for you, or you want more, then you have every right to make different decisions, and you won't feel rooted or grounded in your truth until you accept those changes. So, all right, what else? Yeah, oh my goodness. What's going on, Sagittarius? Here's your energy here. King of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. someone is being domineering. If this is not you, this is how someone is treating you. They're being domineering, they're breaking promises, they're forceful, disrespectful, impulsive with a bad temper. They could also have some kind of like sexual addiction, or they have like a sexual grievance towards you, like they're pissed or mad that maybe you detached and you aren't wanting to have sex with them or something like that. Definitely this has to do with being kind to yourself and loving yourself. You do not have to fake or pretend that you want to lay up under or get on top of any man or woman. And honestly, this is probably where this anger is coming from. A lot of rage is coming from this. Now, this could also be a situation where I was saying someone wants to control the narrative. So I don't know if this is what someone is trying to do or say about you. Someone could be trying to spin a narrative here that you guys separated, but that somebody is like sexually, like someone has issues sexually. King of Wands and the Ace of Wands in reverse. It could be like someone has some kind of sexual disease, or that someone still wants you and you're having to, yeah, confirmation. Okay, someone still wants you and they're angry or upset because you won't have sex with them. So or this person, yeah, I don't know, there's some kind of narrative here surrounding your love life, your sexual life. Why is there so much talk about your connection? Because what this feels like is gossip. It feels like it's going around you, like this is the energy around you. So is there someone outside of you that's controlling your narrative, or is this the narrative you're controlling about your own situation or someone else's situation? Oh, what is going on here? My coffee is good and I got time today, but what the hell have we stepped into, Sagittarius? Playful, taking it back to the beginning. We do have innocence, so maybe the innocence is returning in your connection. This was a connection that was, maybe it was just sexual, so it had become toxic. There could be a connection that you had that was like sexual. It was also hidden. It was secret. It could have happened during a time period. This could even be you cheating, or someone cheated on you. And it happened during the time period where your connection, you were in separation, but the trust never returned. Maybe because the honesty, the clarity never came to light. Someone never expressed their truth. They never got the truth with the root chakra here. So it was like the connection could no longer move forward physically. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or Virgo. But like this situation, it never progressed forward. It never turned over a new leaf. This is almost like, yeah, not forgiving, but letting things go back to the way that they used to be. So there was some kind of grievance here. Somebody was angry. Somebody held a lot of hatred, honestly. Anger was really rooted in this anger. You could have been pissed the fuck off, like really pissed off. But you also could have been this energy, or this is your person. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio too. We have someone who held their emotions back from you and continue with the connection. And maybe they did it for children. We have the Six of Cups. It says innocence, playful, carefree, children, joy, comfort, pleasure, familiarity, sensual delight. So maybe this person, you still want this person. You still want this person. You could have children with this person. I feel like if this is your partner, they may actually have had good intentions. It looks like whatever the anger was never solved. So that fire was still there. That anger was still present in the energy, but it was hidden. It was suppressed with the Hermit. Okay. But for the sake of maybe children or for a happy family life, you guys kind of like put things under the rug, swept it under the rug, put on a smile, and went back to maybe the innocence of the connection before you guys were together. Honestly, if you're a Sagittarius and if you're dealing with a Scorpio, I promise you, those are the two best friends that I have ever had that I also had a relationship with. Like, we had a separate friendship and relationship. Like, the relationship was had ended, or the friendship began first and then the relationship started. But I've experienced both separately and at the same time, the friendship and the relationship with a Sagittarius and a Scorpio. And like, man, if I would have behaved better, honestly, and I'm a Leo, so I'm your sister sign, but if I would have behaved better, mostly with that anger, this part right here, then I feel like those connections actually would have continued. Like, those friendships would have continued for a lifetime. Like, those are the kind of friends I still think about to this day. So there could be an aspect of that where this is a friendship that is worth keeping, or it was just like you really didn't want to let it go, or it was easy to just turn the page and go back to this friendship dynamic that the two of you are able to, put up a front for, but it just wasn't working anymore. And that's because of this anger here, or someone who just had not forgiven themselves. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's not healed. Okay, so let's see what's going on currently in your love life, Sadie. It's not healed. You have the Four of Swords in reverse. No one's speaking up. So the truth is still being suppressed, okay? The truth is still being suppressed. Things could be peaceable, but there's still this lurking in the closet, under the bed, under the carpet here. You could be in a time period of healing, or you could have honestly just went to sleep. Especially if this has to do with a disagreement or something that you don't want to face, that you want to keep hidden here with the Hermit. So, let's see what's going on in your love life right now. Spilling the beans. I told you, it is gossip going on. So that's the first thing, is honestly spending time with yourself. And you don't have to be honest with anybody else. You don't even have to confirm anybody else's narrative, or push against anybody's narrative, or try to create a certain narrative until you accept your truth. Like, narratives are fine for other people. You can turn the story however you want to, but for yourself, you always have to accept the truth. Because we have spilling the beans. Now, I don't know if this is you and you've attracted this to you, and this is why you're angry because people are talking about it, or what, but it says spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, and untrustworthy. So I guess the truth is just no. You may not trust this person. If it was them, they may not trust you if it was you. And if it was both of you, there is no trust here. So currently in your love life, I'm just still feeling that mostly where the focus is on this past connection, and a lack of trust could really be keeping your connections or your love life from moving forward. It's stalled. We do have recalling in reverse, okay? So you guys got out of this Six of Cups energy, which is that nostalgia, trying to recreate something that hasn't been healed. You're trying to go back to a place where things were healed without doing the healing process. So it feels like that got tired. Someone got tired with that. Burnout, losing faith, restlessness, stagnation, and exhaustion. So you may have done that first. And now you're tired. And you want to care about yourself. You want to care more about your feelings than trying to keep a certain storyline for other people to buy into. You also could have somebody who has loose lips, so they could be telling the truth, or they could be telling, spinning out their side of the story, which was pushing you to try to push against it, or to give your something like that here with spilling the beans. But it does feel like at least you are not interested in pretending. Okay, it looks like you have another connection too that could be heating up, or it could be on the horizon for you. It says chemistry, intense passion, and things are heating up. Hopefully that's not this anger. Okay, because another thing about that is things coming out or things coming to light that you tried to keep suppressed or hidden, or someone was trying to control the narrative, but now they're out of control of it. The things that they were trying to hide, the things that they tried to lie about, they're now coming to the surface. Someone's spilling the beans, someone's telling their truth, and you no longer can keep this front up, or they can't keep this front up, and somebody's getting really pissed off, and it probably is your person or the person that you were with. Yeah, we have sneaky link. A hidden lover, low-key situation, and a side piece. So I don't know if this is you, if this is them. Maybe neither one of you, but there is way too much gossip, way too many, it feels like expressions, or someone talking about things, spilling the beans, gossiping, for you guys to even trust one another. So there could be a lack of trust currently. This even feels as if the past energy is creating a version of you that is moving into a situation which is very similar. So we end up running into ourselves all over again when we don't heal from the past. We end up running into a situation that was pretty much just like what we had when we don't heal in between. So it feels like currently you could be dealing with another situation with somebody that you don't trust. You guys could be passionate. It could be a sexual situation, but that's all that it is. With Sneaky Link and the Hermit, like you just had that. You just went through that. Where you weren't able to be your honest truth. You weren't able to tell your truth or speak your truth, or you guys were lying to one another, which is why the connection crumbled or the innocence was lost. And now what's heating up or what's keeping you warm now is another situation where there's a hidden lover or a low-key situationship, or you don't trust this person. You believe that they're up to the same thing that your past person was or that you were up to. So there's a fear of like karma coming back here. Yeah, we have honeymooning in reverse. This could be the beginning of the connection, but because of how you ended or how you started a new connection, there is fear that or it's already happened here, where the new connection is pretty much given the same. Okay, let's look at your finances, Sag. Where are we at with time? 22:40. All right. Let's get another oracle card for finances. What's going on in finances? Oh, this is not the right deck. The deck I was looking for, I actually think I put it away. Let's just use one of these. Ancient proverb: if you meet more than 2 assholes a day, you're it. You could be having issues with work. Maybe the people that you work with. You could have someone at work that is irritating or pissing you off here. Sadie, I'm telling you, okay, take time for yourself and heal. Because when I started your reading, that fire was so ridiculous. I've never had it happen like that. The fact that it would not even stop. Like, I was trying to put it out. I'm like, what the heck? It would not go out. So, yeah, just take care of yourself. You can, like this was saying, if you meet more than 2 assholes a day, you're it. And really that's coming from, if you are feeling that things aren't going right and you're angry, you're going to keep running into situations. You're going to attract people like that and situations like that. It's a energy that you're carrying, an entity that could have an attachment to you. So you have to heal through whatever that entity is attached to so that it can get off of you. Otherwise, you're going to keep on running into situations and connections like that. And it feels like it's already starting to affect your work or finances. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. What's going on with Sag and finances? 7 of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. Seven of Wands. The Sun in reverse. And the Knight of Swords. Okay, somebody, you could be so pissed off at work that you're about ready to quit or ready to leave or something like that. Maybe you're ready for a change. Yeah, it says frustration. Seven of Wands says frustrations, but you are able to overcome your frustration. You are on top of the situation. So I do feel like you're getting out of your feelings, which is helping you when it comes to work. Now, you may not be happy. The Sun is in reverse. You may not be happy with this job. You may not be committed to this job. But I do feel as if it is of value to you. The Seven of Swords is in reverse. So likely you're getting paid. You know, you are being compensated well. You could be getting treated well at this job. There is some element of you continuing to do what doesn't work for you with the Six of Swords in reverse. So that may be why you're like eager to let go of this position or to turn over a new leaf or to try something new. You may be changing jobs. This could happen quickly. Some of you will receive news about your next job. This could be coming in the mail very soon with the Knight of Swords energy. Usually if it's in the upright, it means it'll likely be, you know, you'll get the result that you're looking for. As I'm splitting the deck, I do see the Emperor. So that's a stabilizing influence that may be in your life. That could be a father figure or even just like a male figure. They could be older than you, someone you trust. They could have an opportunity or they could offer good news to you about a position or a job. So someone could be reaching out to tell you about a position if this is what you're focused on. What's funny is that I don't feel like you're conquering your rage or your anger. Nicki Minaj is the queen of wrath. You could be a male too, but it doesn't look like you are conquering that anger in relation to your relationship, but it does look like you are conquering that anger or at least keeping that anger out of the way when it comes to your finances. So that's good. I mean, you know, you're going to need a stable place to heal. So, especially if you just got out of a relationship and you are moving or you're living on your own, yeah, you're going to need that money. So that's good that you are creating these boundaries. With the Seven of Wands, that's what I feel. You are creating boundaries for yourself, which keep you out of these feelings that would keep you from being able to do what you need to do for yourself. Or like I mentioned before, you may have children too. So very practical, wise choices. Just be careful with that anger because it could, you know, trickle into other things that you want to work well for you. I'm just going to get, I don't know, last cards to send you off with. We'll close out this energy for Saturday. Feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Again, this is talking about, so whatever you're doing right now at work, it actually could be working for you, even though I have captivating at the bottom. So you could feel stuck in this position. You may not like it currently, but you need to allow yourself to eat of the fruits that you are currently doing. Like I said, that this requires a pat on the back. You may not be healing your anger issues in relation to a connection, but you are doing what the fuck you need to do as far as work, and you should allow that confidence to fulfill you. And this is, again, just saying the same thing we started off with, taking the time to heal. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Got to get back on that throne. Okay, we're going to have to keep our thrones and keep our crowns, regardless of what we got going on. On the outside, the inside has to be right, and eventually the outside will change, it will bend, it will yield to your will. All right, so that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. Hope you the best, and I will see you guys in the next live. I'm in love with your souls. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscribe in advance. Bye.